Jacob was a special man. He was chosen by God. His story is in the Bible. It's a story of faith and hope. Jacob had a big family. He was the son of Isaac and the grandson of Abraham. God made a promise to Jacob. He said Jacob would be blessed. This blessing would be for his whole family. It would even reach all the people of the world. Jacob believed God's words. He trusted in the promise. Jacob's life wasn't always easy. He faced many hard times, but he never gave up on God's promise. He kept his faith strong. This faith would be tested many times. Jacob's story teaches us about trust. It shows us how God works in our lives. Even when things are tough, God is there. He has a plan for each of us, just like he had a plan for Jacob. Jacob's life was full of ups and downs. He had to leave his home. He was running from his angry brother. It was a scary time for Jacob, but God was with him every step of the way. Jacob went to live with his uncle Laban. He worked hard for many years. He took care of Laban's sheep and goats. It wasn't easy work. The days were long and hot. The nights were cold and lonely. But Jacob didn't give up. He kept working hard. He married and started a family. His love for his wives and children gave him strength. He wanted to provide for them. He dreamed of having his own flocks one day. Jacob faced many challenges. Laban wasn't always fair to him. He changed Jacob's wages many times, but Jacob stayed patient. He trusted in God's plan. He knew that one day things would get better. One day something amazing happened. Jacob made a deal with Laban. He would keep all the spotted and speckled animals. These would be his payment. It seemed like a fair deal to both of them, but God had a special plan. He blessed Jacob in an incredible way. More and more of the animals born were spotted and speckled. Jacob's flocks grew bigger and bigger. It was like a miracle happening right before his eyes. People were amazed at what was happening. They couldn't explain it. How could so many spotted and speckled animals be born? It was clear that something special was going on. Jacob's faith was being rewarded in a big way. The increase in Jacob's flocks was more than just luck. It was a sign of God's favor. It showed that God keeps his promises. Jacob had trusted in God, and now he was seeing the results. His patience and faith were paying off. Jacob knew that his success came from God. He didn't take credit for it himself. He was grateful for God's blessings. He saw how God had been with him through all his hard times. This miracle showed God's power. It proved that he can do anything. Even the impossible becomes possible with God. Jacob's story encourages us to have faith. It teaches us to trust in God's plan even when we can't see it. The increase of Jacob's flocks wasn't just about animals. It was about God's love and care. It showed how God provides for those who trust him. Jacob's wealth grew, but more importantly, his faith grew stronger. This story has a special message for us today. It tells us to keep believing. Even when things look hard, God is working. He has good plans for us. Just like he did for Jacob, God can bless us in ways we never imagined.